With the Moharan, we're up to lesson 3. We were explaining how the music you listen to has tremendous effect on a person. And he says that Kabbalistically, the place that you listen music from, that affects your neshama for Hashem or against Hashem. The same place where music spiritually derives from, the same place that people can derive prophecy from. In the Besimcha Bet HaShoeva, which is the party they used to make during Sukkot, the Gemara tells us, from the joy and from the music and from the celebration, people reached such a high state of holiness, they were able to reach prophecy. From this they were dancing and joyous, and they felt such a high level of spirituality and ecstasy, they were able to receive prophecy. So you see that music can affect a person to receive prophecy, and he says the same thing the other way around. If you listen to impure music coming from a rapper, coming from a guy who's singing a love song, right? I love you, you love me, all these things. It's something impurity related. It also can affect you for not prophecy, rather the opposite way, God forbid. So therefore he says, Rabbi Nachman says, that a person needs to be very careful of where he listens to music from, because it will affect his neshama, even if you are thinking, yeah, so what, I'm listening to about a gangster talk about money and drugs and cars and living a certain lifestyle. I'll never do that. I'll never be that person. Still, it affects you deeply, your neshama. So therefore, if a person wants to be careful to not let this music affect him, what should he do? He says you have to make sure to do the tikkun. What's the tikkun for it? He says al yedei shilmad balayla Torah sheba'al peh. You have to learn Torah ba'al peh, which means oral Torah, which means Mishnah or Gemara, at night. It's not enough during the day. You have to learn it at night also. And therefore he says, why is it going to help you at night? He says, because the Gemara says that what the sages say, that Talmud is similar to darkness. How is Talmud similar to darkness? Because when you start the discussion of the Mishnah, you're lost. You don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense what the Gemara is saying. And then you ask questions, and you get answers, so you're slowly getting out of the darkness toward the light, toward the understanding. So he says, when you are able to get out of the darkness in the learning, and you finally reach the light, you'll be able to be a sort of, in a quote unquote, in the darkness, because you have this music affecting you, and you'll be able to get out of that darkness, spiritual darkness, come to the light, because you have the skill of learning the Torah. That means, in the Gemara, you push away things that don't make sense, and you attach the things that make sense, you get good answers for your questions. Same thing over here. A person can listen to the bad type of music, and it could be affecting him, and it could be swaying him towards against Hashem. He'll be able to pull himself away from that, and attach to the good, and attach to the things that are right, and make sense. Therefore, that's one of the skill you learn from specific learning Torah at night. At night, it's harder to learn. You're tired, you're lazy, you don't want to work so hard, and when a person pushes himself there, he'll be able to do it also spiritually when he's listening to certain types of music.
What's the night of?
Night times means when it's already the sun is down. After Arvit, after Minha, to go and pray and learn at night, a person has to have set aside time to learn Torah in the morning and in the evening as well. It's not enough just in the morning. So therefore, he says, everybody has a malchut. Kabbalistically, the bottom sphira represents kingship, which means how much did you accept Hashem as your king. This malchut is the last sphira, and therefore it has the most susceptibility to be taken by what? By sitra achra, by the evil side, the other side. They want to take what? They want to take your malchut. They want to take your kingship. What does it mean take your kingship? They want you to believe in them and not in Kadosh Baruch Hu. You should know there's a type of music called trap music. Why is it called trap music? It's a trap. It's trying to trap you spiritually. So therefore what? They try to trap you and make you follow their way. You know what really means to be a successful person? To have a lot of money, to have a lot of possessions, to do YOLO, right? They only live once, enjoy, go, kaif. Therefore, they want to take your kingship and believe that this is the way to live, as opposed to if you listen to holy music, and people tell me, Rabbi, but there's no good kosher music. I don't like oidoi. Yeah, right. So therefore, what? Therefore, over there, a person has to make sure to realize that. Imagine you said the same thing by kosher, right? Imagine you said, Rabbi, there's no good kosher restaurant, so let's go eat telefoi. Let's go eat non-kosher. Person has to know, just because you didn't find a good kosher restaurant, doesn't mean you get to go eat non-kosher. Same thing over here. If you didn't find good kosher music, there is. Just keep looking. Doesn't mean you get to go listen to telefoi. So therefore, a person has to make sure to listen to good music, and that way a person will be protected, his neshama, from all the impurity. Baruch